Yeah, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. The invasion is set and the battle's about to begin. This poor galley's about to fight entire armada. Hello everyone, this is greyshot17 and today I'm doing a very different type of replay. This is a Age of Empires 4 replay. Now I will say this, typically for replays, I typically take them from fans and submissions from people that submit to me via my Gmail or Discord. I have a Discord link and a Gmail link down below, but essentially include your name, the replays, pretty much like descriptors, like the date, the map, the people you played with, etc. So I know who you are, and again, your name as well, your actual Steam name, so that way I can look it up on Age of Empires 4. Now, if you're curious how I look that stuff up, again, I'll put a video, little tag right above, shows how to submit a replay and how to look at other people's replays. It's really, really cool stuff. But in this, I'm going to be checking out a replay that I saw in a game. Now, this game is a 4v4. It's on, was it Boulder Hill or Boulder Bay? I think it's Boulder Bay. And currently, we'll see over here all the different players. Again, very difficult to code too, so excuse me if I'm not as proficient or a little bit rusty with Age of Empires 4. I'm still learning the game, but I feel like me doing more replays and casting it helps me out as well. So again, thank you all for your patience and hopefully you enjoy. We got Canadian Justice on the French, Golden as the Mongols, the Rus, I believe, they're not the Russians, they're the Rus, as the dynamic burden. Cohen 1 is the English, along with Ogreman, again, different teams. We got the Great Maz, and also Swimmy Swag as the Chinese, and I believe another French player as College. All these players, it's a 4v4, are duking it out in a very interesting map. Boulder Bay is different because, well, it's in a bay. If we currently look to see the map, I wish I could pan it a little bit, better to kind of show you. But essentially, if you look on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, it's all just sea. That's all this is. Already, by the way, we're seeing a player, being Canadian Justice, put down a boat, essentially a harbor area, to deploy ships, which are combat ships with galleys for more long-range straight line. Was it a bark, which it fires from the sides? Different factions will have certain other units they can employ. But again, you also have the Karak, which is a late game unit, and probably some of the most fun would be the exploding ships, though again, they are very easy to kill. The big one is the fishing boats. You get a lot of food from a lot of these fish areas here. They do dry up eventually, but you do get a lot of food for an early game start, which if I had to assume, yep, that's exactly what he's going for. He wants to get that food to jumpstart his game. And to be fair, he's one of the only players doing this, so solid job for him. I love how the workers just walking down just along the coast. Like, where's another good spot to put down all these fishery areas? And yeah, we have another military and economic trade site going in. Wait a second. Hold on. Yep. The dock is going down, and again, most likely going to be collecting fish and other resources. Now, again, to win an Age of Empires 4 game, it's very different than a normal game. You have to either A, destroy your opponent, which would be, in this case, for him, any of these 4 players over here. Each of them have a starting base, as you can see, and they'll each start expanding out, getting more people, as we can see right here, getting, this case, food. They're all just ganging up on that poor sheep, the monsters. Anyway, we look over here, and then you have the Mongols, which are very different because of how they collect resources, but still, collecting they will. But the goal is to destroy their bases. The other way is to get to these sacred sites. Now, there's a sacred site over here, and there's a sacred site over here. Control both for, I believe it is 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes, and you can win the game. It's that 10 minutes. I think it's 10 minutes, because the other way to win the game is with a wonder, and you get that by, I believe it's like 4,000, 3,000 to 4,000 resources. It's a lot of resources to build, and you can build a wonder. Now we're reaching different ages. That's done by expanding your area. Let's see, the Great Maze, which is the yellow gentleman over here. He made this building, the Imperial Academy, which has some nice stuff, but again, you slowly upgrade and you can get more units, expand your village into a city, and just get a bigger and bigger army with more upgrades, more units, etc. But the early game, it's a lot of collecting. We can see here a lot of resources. Berries are another great area to just get a ton of food. You can also build a farm, but that's more long term. Berries, though, are, while the farms are more consistent in terms of they'll never disappear, you can always grow them. Here, berries will dissipate. The sheep, there's only so much food you can carry off a carcass. The fish, they're still on a very limited supply, so you have to be cautious. Now, of course, you can see on the map, there's plenty of areas to actually fish, but it is something to take note of that you have to be considerate about how much food you actually get, how much you drain that, and eventually it disappearing. So anyway, on the opposing team, we're seeing, I believe, yeah, right now we're just seeing who's this player. College is going around and just scouting, making sure and checking the area. Especially to an unfamiliar player, you may not know what the map terrain is, and as well, you could find sheep. Now, you could find random sheep around the map and bring them back to base. Doing so, again, gives you food. None of these players have sheep with them, but if we go to, let's see, I think this was Golden. Okay, Golden is bringing back these different animals so that way you can cut them down and get more food. And again, food is a big deal. We look over here in resources, and we see here Golden has a ton of food coming on in. But how much per turn? Wait, is that correct? Is that 5, 7, 8? That is a lot. Dynamic's only getting 0, which is very interesting to see. So that would be red. Red is... Oh, okay, nope, should be getting food. So, unsure what's going on there. I guess they're all picking berries and all eating it. Or, it's just gone literally Super Saiyan and just breaking the map. So, you know, lots of possibilities right now. But yeah, Canadian Justice getting a ton of resources right now. And we can see, oh, there we go. It's fixed. Okay, so yeah, you just need to fix his income. But no, right now, slowly expanding, getting more gold. We have the religious landmark going down for age 2. And again, you'll see up on the top-hand side of the screen what level everyone is. Which is a really cool feature of this game, where you can honestly see, like, every single level slowly increase. Really cool stuff to kind of give you an idea of what age you're in. And makes sense. Age of Empires 4 different ages. By the way, I know that Major Bones, who pretty much my original idea was to cast one of his games. Unfortunately, he didn't have a game which he was doing a multiplayer set, Misfits vs. AI, which makes sense. He wants to make sure he's good enough to play multiplayer against other people, where I just let myself go out there and just get utterly wrecked. Speaking about being wrecked, Bo Cohen is making sure that he is not doing as such, as he's building a large defensive structure. Now, this is a wooden structure. It's actually quite easy to neutralize with a large army. If needed, they can just throw torches and other things to burn this area down. Stonework, such as large walls, are a little bit harder to take down. Also, you have this huge area right here that could easily flank this position. But this is a good area because it overlooks this area. And we can see here that his ally, I believe... Oh, no, Ogre Man. Ogre Man, actually, funny enough, was over there and came up and built this wall, but didn't, I guess, see what Bo Cohen was building. Also building an outpost for defensive works to kind of hold this position. Really, really nice stuff. Again, not as familiar with the game. There could be more intricacies I'm missing. But we can check here at the different bases, and we can see that, again, everyone's expanding. We got wood currently going at a good capacity. Let's see. So if I switch over to college, college has more guys on actual food. Let's see. 210 and income per minute is what? It says college is 210 for food, and college is at 250. Okay, so it is adequately going. So right now, Canadian Justice, 1,000 food per turn. The boats are just reeling in the fish, ladies and gentlemen. It is insane how much food is coming in. Golden is coming up second in the food race, I believe. No, Great Maz, actually. No, wait, Swimmy. Good job, Swimmy. About 500 food coming on in. But in case you're wondering, like, Greyshot, what's the big deal about food? Food helps you expand. And we can click here. Let me go back to Canadian Justice. It gets you more men, more population very fast, and most importantly, it allows you to upgrade. We click on here, we can see this advance the castle stage. Hold on. We need 1,200 food, right? Well, he's already got it, and he needs 600 gold. That's the only thing he's kind of down on. He doesn't really have the gold income. Now, he has guys there, but he's just not gaining as much to expand his area. Not yet, anyway. But I assume that is coming up very soon as he pumps out more guys. Wait, hold on. A new era begins. Did he actually build it? Where did he build it at is my question. Because I did not see it. Oh, wait, hold on. Age 3, economic hall. Oh, okay, so it was being built back here. That's how quick, that's how much I missed it. I thought he hadn't built it yet. Nope, he already did. So, awesome job. And again, with that, you kind of can start generating stuff and getting some special abilities. Every single faction has more intricacies with it. I'm still kind of getting used to that, so apologies. So scouting, you always see both Cohen's defenses are hitting him. Like, for example, I know that for the English, they have workers that will actually use bows and arrows for defense, and I believe they also build farms at a quicker rate, which helps them expand. So again, every single faction has a lot more intricacies than, at least when I talk with Major Bones, than they do in Age of Empires 2. We don't, he's like, don't talk about 3, but 2, yes, I believe 2 was a lot more limited with how each of the factions were. This one, each of the factions are much, much different than the other. For example, the Mongols, which we go check him, are very different because they're highly mobile, which, again, requires a lot of very interesting stuff in order to constantly move things around to better place your armies and to better get resources. But anyway, we look here, we got a lot of fish being picked up. We so far have a couple docks being set up by the opposing team, but again, not really too much, at least compared to what we have currently on the water. Again, kind of looking at resources per minute, and we're just seeing 1,000 food. He's easily doubling a lot of players. Hell, against his own teammates, he's nearly 4 times as much. So again, more resources is very good for the ever-expanding army, which is now, yeah, pretty good. But though, we'll say this, he's not building up a military. Is anyone currently having a military? Let's see. We have a couple military units. Again, most of the guys here, like college has 30 guys, and then Canadian Justice has 68. That's kind of just showing you how much this food is really helping. Dynamic has 38, 46. Most of them are workers. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe not. We got Ogre Man with a small detachment. Impossible. Oh, yeah, he's building bows and arrows for defense of his area. I believe he's England, if I recall correctly. Let's see. Let me make sure. Yes, he's English. Okay. Yeah, the bows and arrows and everything that made me look like, I think it's English. But again, want to make sure before I start calling things out. Again, we also got here him trying to chop down this area for resources. Blocking here so he can't be easily flanked. Defensive outworks just in case he's initially attacked. Again, if you're on the outskirts of a map, you have a higher likelihood of being hit. So it does make sense to have something to defend your area. By the way, he's not even on... wait, is he on? Did he build the age 2? Yes, he built that. But did he build the age 3 requirement? He's building houses. I'm not seeing an age 3 building. Unless I'm just blind, which... who knows? That is a possibility, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm not seeing it. We check over here, and we're seeing not much activity on... we'll say the north side. The south side, we are seeing more defensive works. We can see here a stone structure, which is very good at defending key locations. Again, it takes more heavy artillery, though, as mentioned before, they are versing a player who has that capability. Also, we had someone rush through that was college. I guess he was scouting. Didn't really do that much, but he did get an idea, hopefully, of what he possibly could be facing, especially with, well... Canadian Justice having 80 people in his pretty much under his control and working. Tons of wood being taken, 800 wood, literally 1,100 food. It's astounding the amount of resources he's bringing on in. And also, look how much sheep. He's literally hoarding all the sheep. My God. But yeah, no, he's just getting a ton, and that helps build additional resources. For example, if I go to, let's see, has he built any industrial... actually, no, I don't really see anything. He's built another, like, area to deploy units from. but I'm not seeing like a big industrial base unless he's... Okay, there we go. Defensive landmark. He's probably building it there, and then maybe he'll build up a fleet, or not a fleet. He'll build up an army over here of some type. Because I'm just not seeing any, like, I'm seeing houses, but I'm not seeing, like, military complexes. I am seeing an attack. Hold on. We have Bo Cohen launching an offensive with his archer ships. Again, they fire ships from the front, where other ships, whereas we can see here, such as the Galleus. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else. But anyway, we have the Galleus that can fire from the sides, and then we also have the incendiary ship that can fire, pretty much go straight forth the enemy. So let's see. Right now, he's pulling back a lot of his ships away, or at least maybe he's trying to, hoping they'll just ignore him. But yeah, these ships won't do that much damage to these guys. Already, though, we are seeing a lot of Hulk ships, which are about to deploy literally in front of these galleys. Oh, no. Galleys, run! Are the galleys going to get out of there? Are they going to deploy? Hold on. Yep, there they go. And you can see here, yep, while they fire up in the front, they have stuff along the side, which make them a lot more powerful, as we can see with the damage being inflicted. So really cool to see. Golden already has reached the Imperial Age. Very interesting. Let's see. Can I quickly go to military? Oh, okay. That's awesome. We can actually see current losses. So, yeah. Right now, it looks like Bo Cohen has lost a number of his men. So far at the most. Although, really, honestly, not many people have gotten that much. Though I will say, for military, Golden reached age 4, whereas a Canadian and Dynamic are 3. College is at 3. So, again, most of the players are still at 2. Which is, again, kind of shows you the disparaging numbers. Let's double check Golden, to see his area. So we got the town center, right? And then we got more of his other locations. Another town center. This is the palace, which, again, here's the ability to pack up and move. Let's leave. Let's go. We also got this really cool statue. Really like that design for the economic landmark. But yeah, no, again, he's getting a decent number of resources. 1,200 wood, which is great. How much gold? 1,200 gold. My God, he must be rich. But no, doing very well for himself. And just, yeah, and here's another economic landmark. So, excellent job just gathering all the resources and giving Canadian Justice... Wait, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong person, aren't I? Yeah, I'm not even looking at him. I was still looking at the other guy. Golden's still getting 1,000 gold, but not nearly as much wood. He's only getting 200 wood. So, yeah, that could be a problem. We have, let's see, some type of priest here, I think? Right? Yeah, we have a prelate right over there. We also have a... Hold on, we have a naval engagement? We do have a naval engagement. Canadian Justice launching an offensive. Because he's near his base, he can also heal. Something to keep in mind. This fleet of galleys is being utterly annihilated. And we even have fire support by Swimmy coming in with some better units. Swimmy deploying a Galleus to hopefully come on in and save his ally. More reinforcements coming on in, trying to hit those ships. But again, unfortunately, the Galleus's are having a rough time with the opposing Hulks. It is not looking good. They're still alive. They're beating the Southern Force 2-1. Sounds like an even fight. But no, they're demolishing them. The Yuan dynasty begins. Interesting. So, no wonders have been made. We're still on... now everyone's at 3 except for 2 people. Canadian Justice and Golden going neck and neck with the different ages. And right now we have Swimmy with the most capitals and landmarks. Interesting. Resource-wise, again, in the lead is Canadian Justice. Though it looks like Burden is highest on wood. And also Golden. 5,000 gold. Excellent job there. And don't forget about the Great Maz, doing very well in the stone department. Meanwhile, let's double check on the far right. And we can see that industrial complex I mentioned earlier that player Canadian Justice is making. So we can see here he has a bunch of stables lined up and ready to go. Literally a lot, and then archers in the back, it looks like. So yeah, he's building a bunch of horses and archers gearing up for battle. And again, this location can also upgrade. So you can see here it can upgrade your base stuff. And I think he's actually getting those upgrades. I'm not sure. But it looks like at the very least... Oh, I'm under swimmy. There we go. Yeah, he is researching them. Cool. So he can make his cannons and other special siege equipment even better. So yeah, it looks like a push here would be likely. We have a defensive structure being put down here, a keep, and that's under Bo Cohen. He's building this, most likely to hold this sector and make sure that doesn't fall in enemy hands. Though, again, the enemy could always come in through the side and technically hit him at the weakest point. This might be a little bit harder because the defensive structure's here. But here, straight shot, so it might be easier to break. Though it is closer to his allies. The allies could, you know, come in with reinforcements. Speaking of which... doesn't look like he has too much of a navy. And right now, I'm trying to see what everyone has. It doesn't look like much. Again, we still have a ton of ships on the open sea, just gathering as much food as they possibly can for Canadian. Though it looks like his food income is definitely down, though he literally has 111 people. How is military? Who has a military? Does anyone have a military? Military, it looks like Bo is taking the most losses. Most people have really not engaged at the military at all. So most people are just trying to rush for the highest age possible and just get up there. We do have some prelates, which again, different guys can rush over here and take this position if need be. And if they capture it, that starts the countdown for a sacred site win. We look on the left and we already see some activity here. Looks like boats coming on in, trade ships specifically. And yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen them go in for the sacred site yet, if they already have those workers, but I digress. We do have a small little reserve. Wait, no. Oh, demolition ships. So he can send them at the enemy and hopefully blow them up. But the enemy themselves has a very large fleet. We already have carracks, which with very, very big ships and very powerful ships that will, I believe, wait, wasn't that a special... Portuguese unit? No, that's the Caraval in Civilization 5. Well, 5 it was the Caraval everyone had, but didn't the Portuguese have a carrack that I'm mistaken of, or am I thinking of like another nation? There was a specific nation that had the carrack in Civilization 5, I forget. If you know it, leave it down below. I'm just, you know, having a brain fart. But we are seeing a decent sized navy that's bringing up near population cap. So looks like he should be able to clear everything in front of him. And again, just to kind of explain how much these ships are, they're quite expensive. 6 population per ship. A carrack is 270 gold, 390 wood, compared to 360 for a galleass and 300 gold. Wait. Oh, unique to the French. That's why he has the galleasses. Oh, we have a little explosive raid happening. Looks like one of Bo's demolition ships destroyed the towers. Do we have anything else? They're reacting pretty active. Hold on. Oh, here's the ships. We have Bo. Looks like most likely trying to destroy a lot of these outer dockyards. The keep, I believe. Yeah, the keep could definitely launch an attack and hopefully blow them up. But looks like he's just staying close to the side. The fleet though is moving on in, and yeah, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. The invasion is set and the battle's about to begin. This poor galley's about to fight an entire armada. Is this what... Oh my god. Well, there it goes. And here comes the invasion force. Firing cannons and volleys of arrows. They're smashing the outer line, causing massive amounts of destruction toward the enemy dock areas. And again, just blowing them the kingdom come. Just slowly, utterly destroying them. Workers still working, even though literally the entire side is on fire right now. And again, that will most likely allow for additional troop transports to move stuff over if the beaches are clear. Think of Normandy, where you had a huge naval bombardment and everything else, try to clear the beaches, and then you send in the guys. Well, in this case, yeah, there's nothing left. There's no navy. There's no defenses on the beach. And I'm not seeing any guys set up to counter that. So again, kind of curious to see how things fare. On the far right, again, no activity. They're kind of staying on the outskirts. We do have a keep. Deploying a ton of archers, most likely trying to hold this sector as much as possible. One key note, you can build buildings. So if you want to build archers a little bit faster, you could like actually build an archery location or a stable or other things. He does have the demo ships down here. But yeah, this navy is just clearing the coastline of pretty much everything that possibly can move. Now, it is curious, there is another keep here. If this would actually hold against the Navy, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say the Navy is pretty strong at this point. Speaking of current levels, right now, most of the players are at level 4. The only players not are Ogreman and Bo Cohen. That's the only players right now who have not upgraded. Speaking of which, again, we have a huge military complex going down for Canadian Justice, as well as building everything down here. Checking out some of the southern locations, we can see here they're still getting a decent number of resources, and we can check that out by current resources. Swimmy, nearly 12,000 resources in terms of food. Let's double check on Swimmy. How's Swimmy doing? Swimmy has it needs more houses. You want to expand that. But he's doing okay. Again, as a Chinese player, again, slowly expanding his fields. Again, getting a ton of food from them. 2,400 per turn, which is astounding in my eyes. But again, military-wise, what do you have? Nothing. I think at this point, with the Navy utterly destroying the coast, having some type of defense is not a bad idea. We also, let's see, were those no fishing boats? Okay, I'm surprised. Oh, there's the transport ships. No one's in them right now, but they are making them. So again, we could see a large landing of some. Wait, we have a lot of transport ships, and some of them have been filled with villages. So they could be moving over here to lock this area down, or they could be moving here and making a small little forward base on the coastline. Now, it might be a little more difficult for, let's say, Canadian Justice because he's near PopCap. And since he already has all of this, it might take him more time to rebuild everything and place it over there. Although, he's still getting a ton of resources, so it's not too bad. His food's not coming in quite as quickly as I would say. Before you're like, Greyshot, just shot 3,000. That's because of a trade post, most likely. Hold on. Oh, is he deleting that? Is he deleting his ships to expand his military? Oh my god. Okay, so to meet him in battle, we have heavy melee cavalry, which, again, we'll see how much they fare. The Mongols are pretty much the first line of defense against the invasion force brought by the English. So again, the English D-Day is coming, and right now we have the workers setting up shop. They don't have an army backing them up, and I believe Golden, which is orange, should be able to see him and should be able to pretty much know, like, hey, he's building, and yeah, he's building a keep to most likely start his works, which, again, very dangerously close to the town center by Golden. Over here, looks like we have a landmark, which, unless mistaken, let's double check the wonders. Yes, so Golden and Dynamic both have put wonders down. However, Golden put his down a minute earlier. That's very lucky. By the way, if you want to help out, you can exchange resources with your allies, and you can actually trade with a separate seller resources, like 116 gold for, let's say, 110 stone or whatever. You can trade that stuff. But Golden right now is beating Wonders. So right now the biggest issue is destroying this lovely giant horse, I believe, right? That's the... Yeah, that's the Monument of the Great Khan. So you kill the Khan, they win the game in the next 12 minutes. Will the invasion force work? Well, Golden is trying to make sure that doesn't happen by launching his cavalry. The Khan has been killed. Not a great way to go. Not a great way to start things. The elite Khan, okay, so good. The Khan will respawn. But yeah, the Cav didn't do that well. They raided the area, which is great, but the high walls and defenses kept them at bay and weakened their forces. They're going to need some artillery or other forces to really break that. Right now, Bo's defenses on the hill are still holding, and he's still holding the sacred site. Again, he could... The enemy could launch attacks and try to take the sacred sites. They have complete naval dominance. Also, we do have transports being set up, so the other Chinese player in the north is gearing up his men, which, by the way, let's double check those men indeed. 5, so he doesn't really have that much. So, yes, I'm trying to see if any of the northern guys have anything. Wait, Ogreman has an army. Ogreman does indeed have an army. He's slowly sending out. He has, like, trebuchets and other forces. Where is he grouping up at is my question. Oh, he's right outside here. So we might be preparing an assault on Bo's castle. Interesting. Okay. Meanwhile, on here, yeah, he's fully set up a location. The Khan has repositioned his base, I believe, and they're setting up a wall. So we can see here that Swimmy is using his excess resources to try a defensive line to hold out against the invading English. And they have to defend because, again, you don't want to have that possibly impact your ally, which is Golden in this case. If they go in and take out that base, well, it's GG. But the invasion force set up by the northern player, Ogreman, is getting ready to go. He is setting up his forces. Again, time is kind of, well, ticking down, as we can see. There's no one on the Sacred Tracker right now, but on the Wonders, they have 9 minutes. 9 minutes to go for it. Although I will give credit, Dynamic, I didn't expect him to build a Wonder within, like, 40 seconds of the Golden. So great job with rushing that Wonder, because otherwise they would have to push across, and that's even harder because of 2 reasons: naval supremacy, which we've seen, and he's actually, I think, gotten rid of a lot of his ships because of the fact he has been so naval dominant. He's getting troop transports back to carry off his men, like these cavalry units, but again, most of the stuff is, well, already over there and prepping for battle, which we can see here. He has a lot of heavy melee cavalry getting ready to go. Does he have upgrades for them is my question. Yeah, it looks like he has been upgrading them, so they should be pretty good. Yeah, he is destroying his navy. The entire navy has been removed. Additional walls are being set up by Bo Cohen in this sector. Are we seeing any pushes with the army? No, they're all just chilling, which is weird because you figure they would be a little more proactive with 8 minutes left before the end of the game. But so far, no activity over here as far as I can see, at least trying to remove this forward encampment, which again, I find hilarious that there is a Ogreman put his wall up here and it's like, yeah, I got everything here. Bo has the high ground. But the question is, who's going to have the lower ground? As we can see here, there's going to be a keep set up, but hopefully the Cav actually move in to kill it. But no, they're actually going to pull back, which is a little surprising in my eyes. Wait. Oh my god, they just murdered all those people. Oh my god, those poor workers. But here comes the Mongolian cavalry coming on in against the English cavalry. Alright, they charge right on in, trying to break the English, but the English are still keeping their lines pretty good. We have horseback firing arrows. They have some ranged cavalry mixed in, trying to help support. We have cannons, though, in mass coming up to the front. They'll start blasting the horses. Again, the base is still right here, very close. Cavalry trying to go in is doing not a lot of damage, honestly. And now we have a second wave of some heavy cavalry moving on in against the archers. It looks like most of the heavy cav that the Mongols had are breaking apart, and the cannons are still holding strong. One is close. No, none of them are close. Oh, one is close. But it looks like he's still holding pretty well. Hold on, we have some reinforcements. College coming in with his own unit, being a heavy melee cav. Coming on in, trying to support, but unfortunately, it does seem to be helping. We also have Bo, I believe, up on the rafters. Yeah, up on the high area, firing arrows down at the invading enemy. But alas, even with that, it is not enough, in my opinion. As, oh, wait, they are killing a few units, but now all the cannons are coming on in, firing a volley at the opponent. Is there anywhere else that is currently being attacked? Yes, we have a big attack by trebuchets and cannons against Bo's defenses, which is good, because if they're attacking here, they're not assisting with the invasion elsewhere. But again, you have a guy with a huge amount of resources breaking down walls. They actually came down with the wall. It's surprised they didn't take any fall damage, but hey, maybe they have Halo, armor where they don't take fall damage. But no, we check at current resources. Again, Canadian Justice just pumping everything he possibly can. Military-wise, a lot of losses for Canadian, but still, he's also killing quite a bit. 188 kills, dominating the field of battle right now, to the point where there's a bunch of light-range infantry just trying to throw bombs at him. More cannons coming on in. That's a yellow player, which would bring in the Great Maze Great job bringing in cannons for support. Blasting upon the enemy. They've broken through the wall. Doesn't seem to be a second wall. There is walls here, and you have some guys trying to put up some light defenses, but they are pressing hard, burning through the Mongol defenses, and yeah, whatever left of the, well, pretty much the southern defense is trying to come on in. They're destroying multiple landmarks, busting through with the cannons, but they may have left themselves wide open as the light grenadiers move on in, throw bombs, do massive damage against the cannons. There's nothing stopping them. Additional support coming in with some longbows, trying to hamper the cannons, destroying them all with a great volley. Although, again, the cav are now possibly moving on in. It's just a sea of arrows and bombs hitting the cannons, and they will hold with everything they have. Meanwhile, up north, the defenses have pretty much fallen. Cannons have ripped and torn their way through the keep, with trebuchets backing them up. However, again, I will repeat, it is a slow advance as they push through wall after wall and have to go through probably a mile of open ground, if not more, just to get to the outer defenses of Bo's base, or Bo Cohen's in this case. However, if we check down in the castle area, we can see heavy cannons, cavalry, other forces trying to hold. The grenadiers are now up on the rafters. Wait, are these grenadiers? No, they're light gunpowder units. My apologies. We have, is it workers? Workers trying to get inside, but this entire area is pretty much fallen. College trying to do what he can, but he's just being overwhelmed. He's completely surrounded. Wonder Tracker, we are down to 3 minutes. 3 minutes the ally, or the southern locations need to hold. Can't say allies, so used to playing Code 2 and saying the allies when I see that. But no, cannons ripping through another line of walls. They are getting dangerously close to the final line. We also have additional explosives being thrown off the wall. Oh shoot, the final wall is being destroyed as we speak. We have emergency wall being placed by, I believe, Swimmy? Swimmy is placing the emergency wall, but Maze and Canadian Justice just busting a hole right down. The cav are now charging on in, trying to clear the way, and again, we have a... Hold on. Yeah, he's just pumping out so many men. Look at all this. He has multiple keeps. He has so many stables. They're just mass producing it. They're just saying, go, 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 and charging the base. It is crazy, ladies and gentlemen, with how many forces are being deployed in waves. But we have reinforcements, a gigantic... What is happening? Okay. A gigantic counterattack. Lots of pikes to counteract the cav, and bows trying to counter, but cannons are lighting them up, causing a lot of damage with the cav trying to hold back the incoming swarm, but more just keep on coming. Again, pushing is coming on in, destroying, hold on, the outer bits of College's base. College now, oh wait, no, Bo put up emergency wall. We also have some random buildings here, being military buildings, going into effect, and then his keep. They're still advancing, they're still pushing with everything they have. Cannons are lighting the area up. Again, we don't have that much time. They need to push, otherwise they will literally have 30 seconds to counteract and they will not be in a position. The enemy is literally outside of the base, but it looks like as they are breaking down the final wall, it was not enough. Additional cannons brought in by Golden are now having a little bit of payback for all the destruction they caused upon him. We have a large... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Who was that? Swimmy. Swimmy's Grenadiers. I think I said Golden earlier. My apologies. Swimmy's Grenadiers and... our gunpowder units coming on in. Oh, no, there are Grenadiers in there. Okay. Just pushing back the remaining cav and cannons. It seems as if these cannons might be cut off, so hopefully these guys can kill them. But they seem to be regrouping with way more men coming on in, but I think he's burning through a lot of his resources right now. If we look at the current resources, he's burning through a lot of them just to keep himself going. 1 minute remaining, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Meanwhile, again, we check the outer base, and the cannons are fast approaching. The army is sieging down Bo's base, trying to kill it with everything they have. They're literally just setting fire. Cannons are literally just walking through. Again, luckily, College and Swimmy seem to be sending forces over there. Specifically, College in this case, just saying cav to kill the cannons. Again, undefended cannons, easy to kill. But still... Wait... They've managed to hold. They're rebuilding the wall, it seems. While the enemy is, oh my god, another massive wave of cavalry and cannons coming on in, while cannons fight the Grenadiers in a pitched battle. Meanwhile, again, the base is about to die right now. We check the tracker, and we have 9 seconds remaining. I think. Oh, there we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is it. That is game. Fatal Scar error. Execution paused. Okay. Well, the enemy was unable to defeat them, so the Southern Force won. What a hold. What a successful hold by the Southern Force. Again, sometimes you don't necessarily need the biggest army in order to turn the tide. Sometimes you just need to be damn lucky with an early wonder, and you can somehow win the game. Literally, if Golden did not build that wonder within probably, what, 40 seconds, the game would have been over. So him rushing saved the game, even though he literally got the worst end of it, as this entire region got utterly annihilated by the invasion force of ships, the whole landing situation, the amount of... Look at all the stables he built. Just as a massive counterattack. They broke through so many walls, but they just could not get to the wonder, which, again, very smart of him to put it way back in the base. Also, really good job for, let's say, like Swimmy, and I believe College is here, bringing in what reinforcements they could. I like, in this case, Swimmy's gunpowder and grenadier units. Those seem to be very effective at killing cannons and at least doing something to the cav. Bo might have taken that, like, literally was about to die if they would have kept on pushing through and killing his stuff, but his defensive post up here was solid at keeping them contained. That extra minute or two they spent trying to kill this base literally was a huge difference between them just rushing on in. Maze coming in with a solid relief force to help Canadian was pretty solid. I didn't really see the other players that much though, so that might be my one issue. But again, just to kind of go over how everyone did, again, we look at the, let's see here, the timeline, and we can see here that the latest person to actually build their, I guess, tier 4 stuff was Bo Cohen, being the last one. The first person to build it was Golden, I believe. Yeah, so again, excellent job there. Again, his rush, beating out Canadian, which is kind of astounding in my eye. Wait, where's Canadian? Did he ever build the tier 4? He had to, right? No, he did. Maybe it's just hidden? Or maybe I'm just blind and I don't see it? Or maybe he didn't do it. Anyway, a bit weird. Hold on. Very weird. Again, definitely had a very large force, though. Again, relief did come in and really, really help out. Wait, no, he didn't build a tier... That's very weird. He didn't build a tier 4 building. Maybe he just thought rushing it would be fine, but I swear I thought he would have, but I guess he didn't. At least it's not saying on here he did, which might be a glitch. Total score, look, as much as I want to say the Southern Force won the battle, Canadian Justice was the sole, like, military tactician of the Northern Front. The Northern guys, if it wasn't for Canadian Justice, wouldn't have stood a chance, but because of him, he launched a grand offensive that was solid, easily having a military that was almost 2 players worth of his own players. Second best is Dynamic Burden in total score. Third being, let's see, Ogre Man? Yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting, the fact that you have all these guys with higher scores, and then Swimmy coming in fourth. Most likely, I'm assuming on that one because of the amount of units he killed, maybe? Let's see. So, kill-wise, let's see if I'm right on that. Yeah, he killed 158 units. I'm happy to say that's probably because of the Gunpowder Grenadiers just smashing the cav and also the cannons. Look, the bows didn't seem to do that much damage to the cannons, but the explosives seem to do quite a bit. Let's see right now. We have 500 killed. So Canadian Justice just saying waves of... I'm sorry, he killed 500 people. Sorry, my apologies. But lost 352. So again, quite a bit. And the largest army actually went to Golden with 212. I have to assume that's with the Khan, right? Just sending everything in. Like, just literally everything they possibly could to just hold the line. Economically, yeah, let's see here. Swimmy actually got apparently the highest total, which you wouldn't think of with Canadian Justice, but I guess with him focusing on the army, I guess he was focused on the economy, and Swimmy was getting most food, which is amazing. Wood was Canadian Justice. Ogremane got most stone. Gold goes to Canadian Justice. And Max Wood goes to him as well. Technology-wise, let's see. Canadian also apparently did the best jump. Tier 2 and Tier 3. Within 9 minutes and 50 seconds, he managed to get that, apparently, to Tier 3. So Golden was second with 12 minutes. So again, really rushing that. Although Golden beat him the first time. Oh, wait, no. No, wait, no, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Time to 2 was actually pretty long for him. The first person was the Great Maze, followed by Swimming. So good job them. Sometimes you can get to one stage and then you're good and you think you're solid and then you start building other things. Other people rush to the end. Let's see. Golden had the most villagers, and then again Swimmy and Canadian Justice kind of filling that stuff up. But yeah, I'm just kind of going over all this stuff because I figure most people want to see this stuff. Again, let me know what you guys want in Age of Empires 4 replays and what you find interesting in it. Again, I want to make sure I kind of go over everything, so let me know. But hey, if you enjoyed this, make sure you submit a replay. That way we can cast more. And that way we can cast more of your games, not just other people's games. Because I want to make sure that I'm casting a game that is from somebody who is submitting it to me, or is okay with me casting their game in a major way. I did this one more because I saw the game live and I really, really enjoyed it and the aspects of it. I didn't realize how much Canadian Justice had and how well he was doing, but I enjoyed all the different aspects of it, so I wanted to cast it. So thank you, Bo Cohen 1. I believe he was playing with Swimmy, College, and Golden. Thank you guys for playing very well. Thank you. I believe it was Bo for... yeah, it was definitely Bo Cohen 1 for streaming it that day so I could catch it while I was working on other things. Thank you very much. I was able to catch the game. Overall, I'm also really happy with the performance of all the factions. Because you would assume the French... Because I know there's a big thing right now with the French Cav are so super, super strong. But it seemed like, overall... everyone generally held their own against the big push. It was tough, but it looks like with a mixture of the Grenadiers and other Cav managed to hold the enemy back, which is always great to see. But anyway, let me know what you think. This has been greyshot17, and I'll see all of you guys next time. Hey guys, before you go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters: Folkvard, Aphyria, Joey G240, Ace, ShinobiWarrior, Pyroshark, Little Koosh, and Seth Kuipers. Thank you all for your incredible support. You guys rock. This has been greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see all of you next time.